Welcome back to the OJHL tonight on your TV. Brought to you by Comfort Zone Heating and Air Conditioning. Once again, after one period of play, one for the Cougars, one goal for the Trenton Golden Hawks. We're joined now by Sue Caron. Sue is the benefactor of tonight's Pink and the Rink night. Sue, tell us a little bit about your story. What I understand is you were getting ready for table tennis competition in the Ontario Senior 55-plus games, and then what happened?
It was 2 days, but the day before the game, my partner Neil Gilson and I had made it to the provincials, and that night I had a stroke. I ended up in Cobourg Hospital, and I was there for 2 months in the rehab, and that's when they found a lump in my breast and found out I had breast cancer. And in May, I had a double mastectomy. So I spent 6 months in the hospital, and during my time in the hospital, I ended up I was having seizures, and a nurse knew somehow when to stay in the room, and thank God she did, because I had a cold blue and I stopped breathing, and she saved my life that day.
I notice a lot of what you've said publicly has to do with the nurses and the team and the rehab team and the doctors at Northumberland Hills Hospital. Talk to us a little bit about how much that has meant to you.
Well, if it wasn't for Northumberland Hills Hospital, you hear a lot of people say negative things and, oh my gosh, I got to wait 8 hours. But if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be sitting here. I would not be sitting here right now. I wouldn't be. And I'm very, very grateful. Dr. Tilley's a new surgeon in town, and she did a fantastic, phenomenal job. And the cancer clinic, if we didn't have the chemo clinic in Cobourg, I'm really hoping one day we can raise enough to get the radiation in Cobourg, because me personally, I had my table tennis family, everybody joined in and signed up and took me to Oshawa for the radiation. If it wasn't for them doing that, I wouldn't have made that either, because it's an everyday event. We really need to focus on getting it here in Cobourg.
I'm glad you mentioned your table tennis family, because one of the questions I was going to ask you, talk to us about your support that you've received from the nurses, from your family, and your table tennis family.
Well, it's been phenomenal. The nurses have been following me, and some of them actually Facebook me, and every time I go back to the hospital, I get big hugs and how are you doing? And the table tennis family from the CCC have been just something I could never imagine that could happen, that you could have a family out of just a bunch of people wanting to play ping pong. And they've been driving me places, they come and visit, they're just here for me. And I'm trying to be here for them. I've given back. I donated 2 large paintings, one for the Hospital Foundation, and I just recently donated one for the Rotary Gala to help raise money for their events and for the hospital too.
And that's one of the things where I was going to lead into. You're also an artist, and because of your stroke, you had to change hands as well. How was that transition? I mean, it sounds like it's worked out for you.
It has worked out for me. It's really hard for me now to do the detailed pencil that I did, but it opened up this abstract world. It's crazy. It's been wonderful.
I want you to tell me about one of these paintings that you did that had some special meaning: hope, courage, strength, and love.
Yes, the hope, courage, strength, and love was a piece I did. It was just a small piece for my mom when she had cancer, and the Cobourg Hospital looked after her until she couldn't stay at home anymore, and she went into palliative care, and God bless her, she stayed there for 3 months. So at the end of her bed, I put up a painting with hope, courage, strength, and love. And when she passed, one of the ladies from Survivor Thrivers, the breast cancer survivors, I was talking to her and I said, you know what? I don't need this painting. I want you to have it. So over the last 10 years or so, they've passed it around to everyone who's had cancer that needed encouragement. And one day in the hospital, when I was getting my rehab and the cancer, that woman brought the painting back to me. So it became, I never thought, and it came full circle back to me. So I've since given it back to her, and it's started its movement somewhere else.
And that's what I find so inspiring in reading your story, is that painting it's still moving around to people that it's going to mean something to at a very important time in their lives.
Yes, I just had written a book for one of the hospital staff, Natasha Jacobs, for her little girl, and because the Cobourg Library didn't have any books on colored kids, so I did a book for her called Jordan Lost Her Shadow. And oh shoot, I forgot where I was going with that.
What's it mean to you tonight to be here as the benefactor for Pink in the Rink by the Cobourg Cougars?
When I got the email, I got it 2 months ago, and I thought it was junk mail, so I ignored it. But then it came across again, and I better look at this. And I was flabbergasted. Are you kidding me? This is awesome. I'm really proud of Cobourg and the community, and everybody's really helping, and not just me, everyone in the community. And I'm an advocate for, I want our sidewalks to be better. I'm going to go after the mayor, like we really need for the wheelchairs. We really need better transportation. But for the guys to do this is just phenomenal. They don't just care about themselves and their hockey. They really do care about the community. And that's, at this age, to have that, it's awesome.
They are a super group. Thank you very much, Sue, for joining us and telling us your story. Sue Caron, the benefactor of tonight's Pink in the Rink.